Hey guys, happy Thursday. It is a Thursday right now while I am recording this, and I just had a Zoom consultation with a new buyer client that came from TikTok, surprisingly. I don't usually get business from TikTok. Usually it's YouTube. I don't really even post on TikTok often, but that was exciting. After this, I am going to do some back-to-back virtual showings for relocation buyer clients, and then let a buyer into a house who's considering making an offer on it, but she wants to get back into the house real quick one more time. We viewed it a few days ago just to make sure this is the right one for her. So that's my day. That's basically all that's on my schedule today as a realtor. After that, we are done for the day. Short and sweet day. I hope that your day, wherever you're listening to this from, is going really, really well. But today, I just wanted to talk about something that, what I wanted to do today was share 7 things. There's actually 8 things, if you count the last one as a thing, to do when you don't have business as a real estate agent. Also, before we get into this, if you are a real estate agent outside of the state of Oregon and you have a client relocating to Oregon, send them my way. I'd love to give you a referral fee. So the reason I wanted to talk about this topic today is I have the opportunity to talk to a lot of real estate agents in all different walks of their business, different marketplaces all over the country, just because of the brokerage that I'm with. The brokerage I'm with, Real Brokerage, is very heavy on agents, helping agents, collaborations, and it's amazing. I really love it. So with that being said, I have the opportunity to talk to so many different real estate agents. And one thing I hear a lot is that it is harder than usual to get business. And I'm there. I feel you. I agree. I'm seeing that and feeling that in the market and in our business as well. And secondly, the second reason I wanted to touch on this topic today is because I also hear a lot from people who are not real estate agents, but are considering or wanting to get their license. They want to get into the business, and they see my and my husband's life, the way that we run our business, our day, our schedule. And that's initially what's drawing them to the business. And they have a little bit of unrealistic expectations as far as what things will look like when you first get into real estate. And what I mean by that is if you've been on our channel for a while, you know, just because we talk about this a lot, because it's something I'm really passionate about, is basically just how to make the most amount of money while working the least amount of hours, I guess you could say, as a real estate agent. And that's really something we've very, very intentionally been able to do. It's taken us years though, but this is something we've very intentionally been able to do. And we do have, at this point in our business, what I call a dream schedule, where we both are very flexible. We have a ton of work-life balance. We like it. It's really good. However, I don't know. I might be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't know because I didn't start this way. I don't know if you could just get into real estate and that be your life and schedule right from the start. So what I mean is, when I started in real estate, I was 18. I started as a solo agent right out of high school, and I worked a lot, like very long hours. It was very easy to do because at that season of my life, I didn't have really any other responsibilities. It was very easy to just dedicate all my time, my day and my free time, to real estate because I love it. And it was a hobby and it didn't feel like work. So I worked all the time and it was great. And then a couple years later, my husband quit his job and joined me, and we've been a husband and wife real estate team ever since. But from about 18 to probably about 23, which it hasn't been that long, I worked a lot, and my life and schedule looked a lot different than it does now, to where we have so much more freedom and flexibility. We don't work as much. Yes, we probably leave some money on the table, but it's good, okay? What we are doing in our business to get clients, the video marketing that we do that brings us relocation clients, and the other things that we talk about on our channel, we're open books over here. We share everything. We don't gatekeep. We share everything that's working for us. If we get a client from it, we will tell you. Because I feel like that's really powerful. There's something about being able to hear oh, this is working for that person, then I can do that too. And so we share everything that's working for us. And so all these things that we're doing, the main thing being video marketing and YouTube to get real estate clients, they really do work. And we're at a phase in our business where we get business from it, and it's good. But if we were just starting out, like if this was how many years has it been? 18. If this was like 8 years ago when I was just starting out in real estate, I don't know. I honestly cannot say if I would have been able to succeed as a real estate agent without going through that hustle phase first. Well, just skipping that and going straight to this. I honestly don't know. So it took us years of posting these videos, like years, before we started getting business from it, before we started seeing the great results we've been seeing. And maybe it won't take you years like it took me if you're doing video marketing to start to see the results from it, because I really did suck when I started, and I still suck in a lot of ways. But so maybe you will not take as long as I took. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is what we're doing right now, it really does work to get business. However, if you're a brand new agent, you're probably going to need to be doing some other things on top of what we're doing to see like results right away. If you're in a position where you're like, I need buyers and sellers right now. So that is what today's video is about. That was a really long intro, but I just wanted to explain like where we're at and the whole point of saying this, I guess. So these are all things that I used to spend my time doing. If I woke up one day, say I was 18 or 19 or however, whatever year it was in my real estate business earlier on. Say I woke up and there wasn't anything on my schedule, because sometimes that's the way it is when you're an entrepreneur or when you're running your own business as a real estate agent. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, actually don't have anything going on today. So especially when you're brand new. So sometimes I would wake up and that would be the case, but if that's the case, you still need to be doing something, because otherwise you're not going to be making any money. Through trial and error and reading lots and lots and lots and lots of books, lots of really good real estate books, I found activities to spend my time doing in between the working with clients, when I had that free time. These are the things I was doing. So if you need some extra little sprinkles to add on to that ice cream of your real estate business to help you move the needle and get to where you need to be quicker, hopefully today's video can help you out. Also, by the way, this podcast is on Spotify, so be sure to subscribe over there. I will put a link in the description. I wrote this out in the notes in my phone. I'm not about to memorize all of this, so I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. Just a heads up. Okay, the first thing is if you don't have listings yourself, ask an agent at your brokerage who does have a listing, if it's vacant, is even better, to do an open house at one of their listings. So this is something I used to do all the time. I would stay at this vacant, if it was vacant, I would literally do an open house there for a couple days in a row. I would do it on weekdays even. I would try to hit, I would do open houses literally during the week. On weekdays, I would try to hit that people picking up their kids from school and then coming home from work time, lots and lots of signs. You got to use all the signs. So I would basically put out my signs at like maybe 1 or 2 o'clock and then stay till like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, which in the winter, you might want to do it a little sooner. If you're a lady, bring some pepper spray, but you'll be okay. So while I was there, I would bring my laptop and just basically be sitting there and getting work done. That way, if someone ended up coming, great. I got to have a conversation with someone about real estate. That's awesome. I got in front of someone. And if no one ended up coming, that vacant house was just my office for the day. No harm. You didn't lose anything from doing that. You just gave yourself a potential opportunity to talk to somebody who might want to buy a house. So that is one idea. Something that I love about my brokerage, Real Brokerage, by the way, if you're like, what's Real Brokerage? I have a whole playlist. I'll link it in the description below all about Real Brokerage. But anyway, at my brokerage, we have a thing called Workplace where we can post things. It's kind of like Facebook, but for realtors at your brokerage. If I have a listing and I want somebody to do an open house for me at that listing, since I don't do open houses at this point in my life, it's just not part of my business plan right now, is I will post in my state, Oregon's Oregon's group on Workplace, and everyone in, Oregon that's with Real will see it, and I will easily get somebody to take my open house. So this next piece of advice was given to me by a old real estate mentor when I was newer in the business. And what she told me was, cause I was like, okay, I'm getting business, I'm building momentum, I'm getting listings. I did a lot of cold calling. What I was doing was working, but I still have more time in my day that I could be doing more for my business. What else should I be doing? And what she told me to do was, she said, go visit local businesses or places like to do in your area, whether that's like an actual local business or even just like a free hike or a pumpkin patch in your area, anything like that. Take photos while you're there. They don't have to be great. Just take a photo of anything, the place, whatever, and post them on Facebook and then tag the location as well as the business. So the whole point in doing this is local businesses will see it. Maybe those local businesses will work with you someday or refer you business. But really just like getting out there in your community and keeping yourself in front of people, it helps you have content to post on your social media platforms, especially Facebook. I don't know. Facebook's really we've had the best success getting business from Facebook for things like this. And this really isn't something we intentionally do anymore because we aren't like super heavy. We have a somewhat consistent presence on Facebook, but we aren't like going out there with a firm business plan for Facebook at this point right now. This is a really good and easy idea. You could literally just put like one place a week to visit in your town. It could be anything or anywhere, and then take a picture while you're there, give the business a shout out, talk about what you're doing, and then post it. It's so simple and so easy. It shows you're out there, you're active in your community, and you're staying in front of your sphere of influence. And it's something else to put out there that's not just like just sold or just listed and all the typical real estate things that people get tired of seeing. The third thing to do when you don't have the business that you want to have is go preview properties. This helps give you an idea of what is out there and what homes are selling for. While you're there, take photos and videos of the property to use for your Instagram and Facebook stories or whatever other way you want, and you can really get creative with this. But just go preview properties. It's really, really important that as real estate agents, we know like what's going on in the market, what things are selling for, and what better way to do it than actually going to visit properties yourself. Plus, like I said, this gives you content to post on your social media platforms. I heard this gal talking on TikTok a while ago. She's a top producer in her market, and she was saying the way that she got busy in real estate was pretending that she was busy. And what she meant by that was the way that she actually started to get a ton of clients and get really busy was by literally doing what I just told you. Go preview a property. You could take 10 photos at the property and make it look like you're at like 5 different houses by posting different angles, different, the backyard and then the kitchen. Like, you get what I'm saying. And so it is very true though, that you could look a lot busier than you are, or you could not look busy because you're simply not posting. Cause I've heard both ways. But anyway, that is one tip. And that is definitely something that you should be doing regardless, is previewing properties to stay in the know of what's going on. And of course, I always say new construction are great, but also vacant homes are really great. It's hard when they're seller occupied, getting the sellers out when you don't actually have a buyer. A lot of times they might not want to, but vacant properties and new construction are going to be your best friends. Also, I forgot to add with my first tip about doing open houses, even if it's during the weekday and just like working from the open house, was door knock around the open house. It gives you a really great opportunity to door knock. It's an easy script. It's not like showing up there asking them for business. You're literally just inviting them to the open house. Who doesn't want an invitation? And the sellers are oftentimes curious about what the home that is for sale that you're doing the open house at, for what it's selling for, and all the details. Okay, the next one, number 4, is make a flyer or postcard. This does not have to be anything fancy. I've even literally just used my business card and wrote a little note on the back of it. Go door to door in your own neighborhood, or pick a neighborhood to do consistently, maybe once a month, every quarter. Just whenever you have time, make sure you time block for it and put it on your schedule monthly. Or you could leave a informational flyer that you could create, a postcard. Like, there's so many things that you could do. But the thing with door knocking, I feel like it's a no fail. Like it's just something that's always there. It's something that you can always do. It does work. I think that there's so many videos out there online to show you like how to do it properly to actually get results from. But I do think from my own experience door knocking in the past, if you are going to door knock, you really got to be consistent. Like go back to the same neighborhood. That's why I say like once a quarter or so, every few months, going back to the same place is definitely, I would say, going to get you better results than just like randomly going to different neighborhoods. It's kind of like farming in a way, just you probably get better results because you're face to face with people. The fifth thing to do is read. There's so many great real estate books that will give you fresh ideas and help you improve your skills as a realtor. And I think if you don't have the business, it's a really good time to improve your skills so that as soon as you do get the business, you know what you're doing and you can crush it. Number 6 is leave flyers on the doors of apartment buildings. Create flyers generated toward renters and leave your information and some sort of call to action on these. So I used to do this to apartments, or I used to always door knock renters who were in what are they called? Duplexes. Like I would go to communities that were very duplex heavy, that had a ton of duplexes, townhomes, that type of thing, where you knew there was a lot of renters there, and bring them this buyer tip, buyer information with your phone number and your contact information. Number 7. Okay, so I used to sit in my office and do this for like hours at a time, but then I didn't have to do it again for a really long time. So this is a good hack thing to do when you have the time in your business. And that is schedule posts for your Facebook business page. You can schedule, you can't schedule as far out as you used to. Back in the day, you could schedule like a year out. I used to sit there and do this for so long and schedule so far out. But now I'm pretty sure you can only schedule like a month or 2 maybe out. It's definitely not as much, but you can sit down, schedule out for posts to go out every single day on your Facebook business page, whether that's a photo of a house that you're listed that you found on Pinterest, a quote about real estate, like a photo of you, like whatever that is, a website, a listing. There's so many different options, articles about real estate. Like there's so many things you could do, but schedule out posts on your Facebook business page is something that you could do when you have extra time in your business. Lastly is rest. That's the last thing that you can do when you are low on business and you have time. Just trust the process. There were so many times early on in my career when I felt like I was running around trying everything I could to get another client and nothing was working, and it got super frustrating. If you're at this point in your day or your week or season of your business, sometimes the best thing you can do is just take the weekend or the day or the next 2 days completely off of real estate. Shut it all down. And when you start back up, you'll have a fresh perspective and inspiration, and will be much more likely to get clients than if you were trying to get clients from this frazzled, frustrated place, if that makes sense. Like I said, I had so many times where this happened to me, but it seems like almost every time I would just let it go, enjoy my life, take a little bit of time off and relax. That's when the next deal would finally come. So there you have it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Feel free to shoot me an email with any real estate related questions or video suggestions that you might have. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe because we do come on here every week with new videos, and I'll see you next week.